All right, guys, we are live here on the YouTube from the Canton-Galva broadcasting booth here at the beautiful Margarator Stadium. It is a gorgeous Friday night for some football as the home opener is set to happen in about 12 minutes. I don't know that we have officials yet. We haven't seen the CG boys take the field, but one of the things we have seen is center taking the field, and they've got numbers for the first time in a long time. I'm going to welcome into the booth one of my dear friends, a guy that runs somewhere between 27 and 42 businesses. A guy that is an engineer of all engineers. A guy that can simply craft anything out of basically cardboard, duct tape, and maybe a paper clip. Justin Reynolds, a guy that's played a lot of football, a little college football, a guy that coaches the 5th and 6th grade football. Again, my man Justin Reynolds, welcome into the booth, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Trevin. I want to correct that a little bit and say I'm very good at diabetes, obesity, sleeping, and I run a business here and there. But
you have some businesses, and your wife runs them for the most part. Well, guys, we are going to bring you this contest again. Hopefully, it's been raining all day. The broadcast crew again. This is our first one back out of the gates, so to speak. So we're going to try and do our best to bring it to you. It is a Canton-Galva broadcast. I am a CG alum for the first time on the high school level. Have a kid out there this time around. So hopefully we can bring it to you and bring a little entertainment to you. If you don't like what you're hearing, it's really simple. Technology is awesome. It's bringing this game live into your living room. There's also a volume button. You can simply hit the down button or the mute button, and you don't have to listen to us, because we will likely say something that will hopefully not offend, but maybe upset somebody. But we're going to try our best not to.
absolutely.
I've about reached my quota for the day.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we got our first cold spell of the year. What is it, 55 degrees?
I could see my breath.
Yes.
We were out in the shed and finishing up a couple deals, and I could see my breath. It's fall. As the Stripes are coming out onto the field, followed by the red-clad Eagles making their way. Oh, baby. If you don't get, like, a little blood flowing, a little adrenaline on a Friday night, like, you should probably maybe learn to watch soccer or something, because it doesn't matter how long you've been around. If you played the game or had a kid or just love the sport, there's nothing better than a Friday night. This Canton-Galva struts out here to take the field. The cheerleaders are out there to welcome them on. Going to be a little bit interesting tonight as a very young squad for Canton-Galva. Yeah, we got drone footage. Speaking of big drones, we did a little pasture spraying with the drones. That's a cool operation to watch.
It is. It is. I just seen they do it over at Darrell Alexander's last week. $26,000 could buy you one.
I think that's probably just one battery, and they run that in about 5 minutes. Well, Eagles, led by number 35, Wyatt Henry, the senior. Let's talk about him just a little bit. A great young man, but a young man that spent a couple days in the hospital this week. He was fighting an illness, so we'll see how good his lungs are. As we're going to bring you the starters for Canton-Galva, number 4, Camden Cruzy. One of the other seniors, just 2 on this squad. Guy you're going to see running Q most of the night, number 12, Jackson Crislip.
Number 16,
Ethan Brozick, a junior, another one of the juniors, brings a lot of speed to this Canton-Galva football team. And number 20, Ty Herrera. Kind of your all-purpose man. I bet we'll see him at fullback, out of wide receiver. And number 34, Magnuson Cathy, getting the start tonight on the O. Just a sophomore. The aforementioned senior, Wyatt Henry. Dude's a stud.
Number 60, Wesley Breed.
And a freshman, Mr. Wesley Preeb, going to get the call at center tonight.
And number 66, Jackson Nightingale.
And one of the strongest dudes to ever walk on this football field, a junior, number 66, Jackson Nightingale. I'm pretty sure that for his weight class, won or was very high up in that powerlifting, and something he takes very serious. That boy he's stout.
Yeah, he is. And, I want to bring up Mag Cathy, okay? I coached him 4 years ago as a youngin'.
We'll get back to that as the pep band brings us our national anthem. Well, we appreciate the pep band coming out on a Friday night, getting their old brass tuned back up. It's been a minute since they got to play that, but you were saying about our man Mag Cathy. You had the chance to coach him, which you coached most all of these kids.
I did, but Mag Cathy's been kind of a special, I want to say project, but I don't know. He's kind of a natural. He's just a big boy, and I started him out on just about every position on the field, and he's came full circle now, and it sounds like he's going to play some fullback tonight.
Yeah, he's an athlete, right? I got the pleasure of helping him trying to learn how to bulldog a little bit. Not that I'm very good at the coaching of it, but I was the best he had, and he's got a big motor, very athletic, quick-footed. I expect great things out of that young man, and if he can harness it in the right direction, that's even better.
Well, I'm also going to bring up another one. And I'm sure you're prejudiced to this guy, but one of my favorite kids I coached was Mr. Wesley Preeb. He's the only guy I know, the harder you hit him, the more he giggled. He loved every minute of football. He obviously still does, and he is a great, great asset to this team.
Well, you gave him a nickname in the 5th grade. You called him the Wheeze, and that has stuck. He is the Wheeze, and the Canton-Galva has elected to receive the opening kickoff here as we have a pretty nice little breeze coming out of the south. So center's going to kick into that breeze, and we'll see what CG can put together out there. 8-man football speed kills.
It does.
And this is an athletic football team. Nightingale, Wes, starting a freshman on the line, that's usually not something you see all that frequent, but he's got a good first step.
You don't normally see freshmen in the 200-pound range over 6 feet tall either.
Right, that's right. A lot of Grandma Cathy cookies will do that to you, buddy.
I can imagine. I ate. The best part about coaching him was the Grandma Cathy cookies.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach Ted Regeer's got his men out there giving them some last-minute instructions. I can't say enough great things about Coach Teddy. He's stepped in here. This is his second year as the head coach. The kids love him. Of course, Zach Hoppus over there, Fawcett on the sideline as well. And I think up here in the crow's nest be Mr. Zach Hoppus. Little known fact, he was the high school quarterback up until my senior year, back when I used to don the shoulder pads and helmet and come out here to Margarator Stadium. And how about the grass? Of course, it's pretty easy to have grass look good when we get the kind of rain we've had all summer.
Well, I can tell you this is probably the best football field I've ever seen here.
Yes. Yeah. We got plenty of moisture, that's for sure. There's some farmers that are just as soon to shut it off for just a little bit.
We haven't heard that for years.
No, sir. Well, Fernando Jimenez Alfon, I think, is set to kick. And we are underway on a Friday night here at Margarator Stadium, picking up, going right up the middle. That's going to be Nightingale with a stiff arm. He's going down the sideline. He's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. What a great return by the middleman, Jackson Nightingale. And while he is the strongest man on the football field, he's also one of the faster guys, very athletic. We look to see him at tight end, I would guess.
Yeah, there was no dancing there, was there?
No, let's just go north and south, friends. Go north and south.
You know, you made the comment earlier about centers' size. They've really grown this year.
Yeah, not only in numbers, but also with some girth. You know, they look like a pretty darn good football team as far as size and athleticism. Got a quarterback keep coming up the left side. Little juke and jive, hits his own man, going to pick up what appears to be 10. That is Chrislip with the carry. Colby Diepenbrock, a freshman, with the tackle, and I anticipate we say his name a lot. I got the pleasure of watching him throw the shot and the disc against Wes, and I don't think Wes ever got close to him. It is first down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball spotted at the 16. Chrislip's going to keep. He's going to go off the left side. He's going to be horse tackled, and he's not going to get the penalty. He's going to be brought down by number 1, Noah Bruner, the sophomore. Going to be another first down, though. Held that ball at the mesh point maybe a touch longer than what I'd have liked to see.
You know, I can tell you that was very close to a horse collar.
Yeah, right in front of the coaches. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't get that one called. I mean, technically that was the definition of a horse collar. Hand inside the shoulder pads, dragging him down from behind. Right up the middle here to give. And I think we're going to have a touchdown. That's Ty Herrera right up the middle. And the Eagles look awful sharp on offense, but let's not forget what set that up, and that's a short field by Jackson Nightingale on the kickoff return.
And I can tell you, on the line there were 2 really good blocks. That center pretty much drove him into the back corner.
That Ty Herrera touchdown brought to you by our friends at the State Bank of Canton. We're going for 2 here, as we always do, at 8-man football. I don't know if there's anything less used on a football field than the goalpost at an 8-man football field. Chrislip dances in on the left side, and some more good blocking up front by the big fellas. Put the Eagles up 8-0 in the early going. Your man,
Trevor. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just got to pay attention to both.
Yeah, Trevor. He can kick her, and we might have some little secret surprises coming off of that field goal kick. But
that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, we've said it. If you've paid attention or been along with our broadcast, it's been since the years of Rick Rogers in 1993. Since we really had, back in the 11-man days, a kicker that could kick more than a PAT. And done. And you're going to hear him called Cookies a time or two, so we just will get that out of the way. Jackson Nightingale, the man they call Cookies, set to do the kicking for Canton-Galva. Looks like Bruner and Carlson back deep for the center Cougars. Windetti's back.
Carlson and Britton back deep for the Cougars. Sets kick for the Eagles, Jackson Nightingale.
Okay. Hopefully you guys didn't lose it at home, but if you did, the kick is going to go into the end zone.
That was a really nice kick.
It was line drive kick.
Nightingale's kick goes through the end zone.
Mag laid a little wood out there on the kickoff coverage team. Would guess Mag at defensive end, Cookies at the other D end. Maybe Wyatt Henry with Jackson Nightingale at Mike linebacker. Also down there on the line, Aiden Long, number 22. Looking like we're going with the short, stocking nose guard, three-man front.
You know, Aiden's put on some size.
Yeah.
He's a big kid.
Bruner going to be the quarterback for the Cougars. Ball's on the ground, picks it up, hands it off, handoff to Reeser, and he's going to be tackled after a short gain of about 3.
Reeser on the carry, brought down by number 16.
Brozick with the tackle for Canton-Galva, bring up second down 6.
For the Cougars.
How was the chili?
The chili's great. All of you listeners at home should just drive over and get you a bowl. Looks like we're running a 3-man defense.
Yeah, Bruner again under center. Little misdirection here. Counter. He's going to be in the backfield. Mag Cathy with a tackle for loss for the Eags.
Mag Cathy on the tackle for the
Reeser in the backfield, as well as number 20, Sam Foster, for the Cougars. Third down 7 for center. Shotgun formation now. Running backs flanking him to the right and left of Bruner. We're going to have movement on the line. It's going to back him up 5. As the left side moves a little early for the white-clad center Cougars.
back him up 5 yards.
And a heads-up play by Mag over there, right? Your man moves, you go.
Yeah, he
Make him see it.
he wasted no time doing that.
So third down 12 now. Looks like center's going to say it's probably the same play. Bruner set the pass. Under some pressure, but got a man. He's got him. That's going to be a first down there as that pass is complete to Micah Carlson. Defending on the play is Camden Cruzy, but just a touch behind him. Hey, that's a good-looking play there for center, and they needed that.
It was. We slacked our coverage a little bit, but for the most part, Camden was there. The kid jumped up, made a great catch, brought it down, and gained 12.
Yeah, Noah Bruner made a nice throw on the ball with a man right there in his grill. Give his man a chance. Got it caught. First down, 10 to go for center. Now back under center goes Noah Bruner. Tight formation. Kind of pitch, go left. Herrera gets it. Oh, wow.
Way to contain the outside.
Jackson Nightingale, closing speed right there. As Ty Herrera had got himself kind of hooked and did not keep that outside flipper free. Good job by the blocker there for center, but Jackson Nightingale comes through. So a 2-yard gain for center.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit with the ground game. I would suspect we might see them throw the ball a little bit more as time goes on.
Yeah, I would as well. Noah Bruner's an athlete. I think we all know that. And he got some elusiveness. I would highly anticipate that as well.
Pretty sure I'd go the other way from Jackson.
Right. But
on the ground
with a strip sack from Mag Cathy right there.
Mag Cathy on the sack for the Eagles.
Ball is recovered by center. Wingard with the recovery, but what a great play. And I do believe that was Wyatt Henry. We're going to have an HCI instant replay in screen here. Look at the CG technology. Yeah, that was Wyatt Henry with the strip sack on the left side of the defense. The senior.
They may want to shut my mic off up in the booth because when I get excited, I talk.
Hey, again, this is a Canton-Galva broadcast. If you weren't with us for the disclaimer, We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. If you don't like what you're hearing, it's okay. We will not know that you've hit the mute button. It is perfectly fine. This Canton-Galva defense stiffens right there. Wyatt Henry breaking free from the left side as Noah Bruner had rolled to his right. And making quick work of that was Wyatt Henry. You know, we talk about guys that I like to talk about the Bulldoggers. Of course, everybody that's listening from center knows all about the Bruners and the Bulldogging. But there's something to be said about a man that'll work in the oil field.
Absolutely.
And there's two of them out there, and they're two of the studs. Jackson Nightingale and Wyatt Henry spend their summers in the oil patch, turning wrenches. And, I mean, it goes back to everybody talks about the weight program, the conditioning program. But there was a reason back before that was the big thing that Nebraska and them farm boys could do something because they worked. And that Wyatt Henry showing you right there, all them wrenches being turned and pipes being lifted during the summer. He is a force to be reckoned with. Going to pass here is Bruner. He's got time. He's going to air it out. Got a man. Great adjustment to the football. And out is complete to Micah Carlson. Cruzy with the tackle, but way to find the ball by Carlson and make an adjustment and go get it. Because that thing kind of hung up there in the air, wind blowing pretty, I'd say 10-15 mile an hour out of the south.
You know, I'd say the pass is a force to be reckoned with here. Canton-Galva's probably going to want to pay some attention to that because it's pretty obvious he's got an arm.
Yep. Yeah, in good hands. Unlike C.D. Lamb, if you had him on your fantasy football team last night. Wow.
I won't comment because I'm just going to be paying back DraftKings till next weekend.
Give right up the middle and hit at the line of scrimmage. Is Foster. Wyatt Henry there. Give him a TFL.
You know, there's not a lot of resistance on that front line.
No, but they gave him time on that last pass play. And
well, as you know, a pass block's a little different, right?
Completely
So
different,
everybody's standing up, backing up, and setting their pocket. They're trying to open a gap for a runner, and it isn't paying off because if you notice, our backs are actually shooting the gaps. They're sending them.
Now we're going to see a wide receiver out here to the right and to the left. Shotgun formation for Bruner. Going to have a high snap here. And we're going to have another sack. And the ball's on the ground. Canton-Galva recovers. Wyatt Henry with his second strip sack of the night, of the quarter.
Not sure what that was. Was that an attempt at a pass?
No, he was coming down and just didn't. And Wyatt just kept raking down on his arms and able to pop that loose. We'll see if we can't get us an HCI instant replay. Look at here. High snap kind of sets everything up, and then well, the camera didn't quite follow the football. But we'll get better, folks. This is our first game back. I say that tongue-in-cheek. These guys that are down there, that high schoolers and Coach TK running this crew, they are second to none. Quarterback keep around the right side, going to take it back, and the ball's back on the ground. Center's going to come up with this one.
No, I believe we did. Nope, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I believe that is the number. I think it was number 20, Sam Foster with the fumble recovery. So no harm, no foul on that last one as Canton-Galva turns it right back over. And, you know, wet conditions might have a little bit of something to do with it as well.
You know, it's good to see we got some numbers here tonight. The crowd showed up to watch some football.
It's because they heard you and I were commentating. They're like, oh, let's go watch this live. Back under center is Noah Bruner. Tight formation. Hard count. Going to pitch it out to the right side. Got a lead block. And we're going to have a holding penalty, I would assume, here, as there is a flag right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, I'll say that back did a good job of running that ball. He put his shoulder down, drove through, and probably gained 3-4 extra yards after the point of impact. So it was a good run.
It was a good run. You'd like to see the lead blocker get out there and set that edge just a touch more. It is going to be a hold against the Cougars. So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Cougs at the 5:34 mark. Canton-Galva 8,
First and 21.
Center is yet to get on the board, but they've moved the ball through the air fairly well.
Both ways.
Yeah.
I think that's actually their first penalty.
That is the first time we've got to hear the refs tonight.
But there has been a few sacks
And we had what I think everybody would probably say the missed horse tackle. It just wasn't extremely violent, probably why they didn't call it. We're going to pitch to the left. Stringing it out there and brought down quickly, number 5.
Reeser on the carry, brought down by number 5,
Cade Schmidt with the tackle of Reeser. I don't know that he reached the line of scrimmage, so that'll be a tackle for loss as well.
Bring up second and 20 for the Cougars.
You know, it is crazy. I did coach pretty much that entire team just to watch these kids grow into men.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Scared all of them now. Some big boys.
There are a handful of them that I would not want to put very much money on an arm wrestling contest, that's for sure. Brenner under center once again. Breaking through is the nose tackle, coming with him. And then going to air it out and hit right as he gets the ball. That is a clean play. Good job there by Brozick, breaking that one up. Good job by Noah Bruner staying alive.
You know, they sent the rush right there, and you could just see the confusion the minute the rush started.
Yeah. Aiden Long, he broke free right up from his nose guard position. Brings up 3rd and 21. 20 on the scoreboard. We are at the 4:38 mark of the opening period. Again, Canton-Galva leads 8-0, 3rd and 20, a long 20 for the Cougars here. Drayden Hoppus now he's going to come out here. I thought he was going to play free, and I'm not so sure that Wyatt didn't get him a head start on that one. Oh, we're going to have a delay of game. We do have a shot clock in high school football now. So the 25-second play clock. See what Coach Antasick, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that completely incorrect, can draw up for 3rd and 25. Shotgun. Got time. He's got a man over the middle. Balls went through the hands of Brozick. Almost goes into the hands. In fact, it did go into the hands of Kitzmiller, but unable to complete the pass. Probably wasn't going to be enough for a first down.
I think that would have got them back to their own line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the original line of scrimmage would have been there. Now, break a tackle, go for 6. So Jimenez set to kick, I believe. Ball almost blocked, gets a nice punt away. Not calling for the fair catch, could be dangerous, but falling on it. I believe that was Brozick.
Brozick covers up the punt from the Cougars.
You know that drop there, we call it fat hands, right? So you're excited, a little bit cooler. Your adrenaline's running, hits your hands, and you're like, where is it?
Where did it go? Where did it go? All right, we'll see what Canton-Galva, their second opportunity on the offensive side. Well, 3rd. Had one play that resulted in a fumble. Can do here. Wide receivers right and left. Ball's going to be aired out. Crystal falls incomplete to Camden Cruzy.
That was a rocket. He threw that ball.
He had a little spin velocity on that one. Kathy checking in for Camden. You know, Camden was one, just looking at parents, we've talked about this time and time again. Jeff, his father, a very big, strong dude, played for Fort Hays for a while, and Cam just didn't quite get to that frame as in the backfield. and
Carried by Herrera.
is the Cougars.
Line scrimmage, bring a third down for the Eagles.
Looked like we had a little bit of a missed block on the outside over here, and they brought it around.
Well, that looked like an Olay block to me. So good defensive stand here for the Cougars as 3rd and 14 at the 3:51 mark. Clock is running. 15 seconds on the play clock. Like to break the huddle with 10. 2 in the backfield with Chrislip. 1 wide out to the left. Now we're going to go motion, and we're going to have movement here on the line.
It may have been delay of game. Oh, was it motion?
Yeah. Nightingale got off out of the blocks just a little bit too quick. Well, we'll see what Coach Regeer's got dialed up for 3rd and 20.
Mark out 5, it'll be 3rd and 19.
You know, he's got some speed in that backfield, so if I was a gambling man, I'm guessing he's going to get somebody slightly on the outside and just try to power through it. And
yeah, I kind of like a little screen action right here. Get it out of your hand, see if you can't get a block, and get it into one of your speedsters and see if they can't break it free. Something kind of safe. We're going to roll out Chris up to the right. Nothing doing here as he just checks up, and that'll be a tackle for a loss. Ran out of bounds by Foster and Kitzmiller. So the Eagles will punt. It is the first game. There is no 3-a-days anymore.
Who's back there punting? Brozick?
No. He's taller than Bro. It was Bro. Ethan Brozak with the punting duties. And
out of bounds right at midfield. It'll be Cougars football.
Yeah, they got some prime from prime field positioning here.
yeah, their best starting position of the night for the Cougars. And this Eagles defense has been on the field basically the whole 5 minutes of playing time.
It'll be snowing in October, I guarantee it.
One man in the backfield, wide receivers to the right and left. Man from the left goes in motion, fake the reverse, and right up the middle is the handoff to Foster.
Foster on the carry, brought down by number 22, Aiden Long.
Yeah, I think Aiden Long, but he might have took the brunt of that one as he's going to come out. Got him a little stinger in the shoulder.
Gain of 3 on the play, bring up 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
Landon Potts checking in. A very junior-heavy class is this Canton-Galva football squad. Potts one of those. 2nd down, 7 for the Cougs. You are way off sides over there on the right. He's got her back. Now we're going motion once again, and this time they give it to the man in motion. Sets the edge. Great does Wyatt Henry. And then cleaning things up is Potts.
That outside containment there, I can tell you, they were going nowhere with that.
Kate Schmidt was also there to help bring that one down. Yeah, we got an HCI instant replay here. In-game instant replay, 8-man football. How about Canton-Galva broadcasting?
You know, I watch a lot of football, and I can tell you that this broadcasting is probably the best of any of the 8-man.
The video quality, that is. Wide receivers again, split out right and left. High snap here, looking to air it out. Getting chased, and he's going to be brought down. Magnuson Cathy with a quarterback sack.
You know, the crazy thing is he had about 6 seconds to throw the ball there, so I would give a hats off to our coverage in the backfield.
Yeah, and you know that high snap, while Noah's handling it well, it brings your eyes down or up, and then you got to refine everything, and we've seen that happen to him twice. The high snap kind of discombobulates things. Don't ask me to spell that. Punting once again, or at least in punt formation, are the Cougars. Brozick back deep for Canton-Galva. And I think Canton-Galva could get there and block a punt if they wanted to. Brozick gets it, and he's going to get it all the way to the 35. But that snap back there is pretty soft.
It is. Every one of them, it isn't a fluke. He's been doing that very consistently.
And you know, that punter, I think Canton-Galva, if it comes down to it, they want to send the house, could potentially get a hand on one.
I can tell you the punter can kick.
Yeah.
He has a good foot on him.
Well, 50 seconds remain in the opening period. The wind is at the back of Canton-Galva. If you coach your gear here, if you want to air it out a little bit, you probably want to do it. Get your quarterback a little confidence with that wind behind him. Give up the middle. And you see Crystal clap his hands there in frustration as he knew he should have pulled that one.
Yeah, I think there was a little communication error there. It looks like he was intending on pulling back to roll around and come on this side, and may have just got the ball snatched out of his hands.
Right. Which ball security is more important than yards, but if it's a running play, this will be the last play of the opening quarter. That Kathy as fullback. Going to be a lead block here by Mag. And tracked down by Bruner. I don't know if we can get that one on the HDI instant replay or not. It wasn't all that great of a play, but Mag Cathy, if you want to run that, we throw out some pancakes. Watch number 34 over here on the left. Now, he got him in the shoulder. It wasn't a true square block, but if you them old pancakes, passing out them pancakes. When you're a lineman or fullback, you like to get them pancakes.
You like to give them pancakes.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, my son had a pancake last year at Milford, and he's still out of the game. So,
yeah, how is his shoulder coming along?
They didn't clear him for football, but it appears he can play some basketball.
Well, they could sure use him.
Your Eagles cheerleaders are head coached by Taryn Huff.
Well, we've got one under our belt. Reynolds, what do you think?
You know, I think it's fairly evenly matched. I think both sides are a growing team that needs a little fine-tuning, but doing pretty well for a first game of the season. I think the jitters are a little bit there, but, you know, as this game's progressed, I've noticed a little bit more consistency, and the lines are pretty evenly matched, so I think it's going to be a tight game.
We've seen both teams turn the football over. Both of them have a false start penalty. So, you know, kind of first game of the season, young teams.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think we're going to see more in the third and the fourth. People are going to get tired. People are going to get hurt, a little sore. That's probably what's going to be the main dividing factor of these two teams right now. Now, I'll say our conditioning program here is second to none, so I would assume we're going to probably be fairly in tune in the end of this game.
In motion. Give up the middle to Mag. He's going to get a good lean here across the midfield stripe. Brings up fourth down and 2 or 3. I don't know what Coach Regeer is going to do here. There's a good forward lean there by Mag Cathy at the run.
I'd tell them sixth graders to go for it.
Looks like that's probably what we're going to do. Yeah, you're taking your big man out. It's a good tough run right up the middle by Mag.
You know, it
good
would
play by center too. You bring him down. That's a lot of man to bring down.
That's right. That's right.
Shotgun, 4th and 3 from the 36 or 7. Going to run an option. Getting the edge and get the first down, Mark.
He got it.
Here's Ty Herrera.
Herrera on the carry, 8 yards.
Hit first by number 44, Kitzmiller. HCI bringing you again this in-play instant replay.
First and 10 for the Eagles from the Cougar, 31.
Look at that camera action, huh?
I'm telling you, folks. It's obvious they're passionate about it. I talk about it quite a bit when we do the basketball games because Coach is right there beside me, and we can sometimes get him on the mic as well. But He's got a waiting list to get on his to get in this class, this Canton-Galva broadcasting class. Of course, the technology, the money. We're going to get a delay game here against Canton-Galva. The money that the people, folks like side cut saws and things like that. HCI, of course, the founding fathers, so to speak, the founding businesses, State Bank of Canton and HCI and Canton Lockers, getting this program started, and then continuing to pump money into it and bring the drones, the picture-in-picture, things of this nature. It takes money to make all that happen. And we're very thankful from Canton-Galva land, and I'm sure the center folks are at least enjoying the video. Got a flag on the play here. Airing it out. Got a man! It's going to be a touchdown. But you see them waving their hands over there, so I am going to guess this one's coming back.
I think there might have been some motion on that far side.
They didn't stop it, so I'm going to go with illegal formation. And the way that he threw that flag so far high in the air. But we'll see here. So we got a pretty long conference. They're going to pick it up.
Oh.
It is going to be a touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
What a beautiful pass.
You know, and he threw that after the snap, quite a ways after the snap, and it was up in the air. It was in a formation type, not a holding type. But, yeah, what a great ball. And I said if you're going to air it out, do it with the wind at your back. I was wrong there, huh?
Mm-hmm. What a great opportunity for a field goal right now.
PAT. Our scoreboard guys got it. We got a chance here to get this one to 16-0 for the home team.
Got one wide over there.
Right up the middle, and it's not going to work. So it's going to be 14. 14-0, Canton-Galva at the 10-14 mark. That's a good-looking ball. I don't know if we can cue that one back up, Coach, or not. He's still not fired. There we go. Hey, it's their first time again. We got some freshmen running the cameras, and we can't brag on these guys enough. We're lucky enough that they invite us up into the booth. We don't have to sit in the weather. We can talk. We both do kind of like to hear ourselves talk, so it's pretty awesome that you guys invite us up here and what all you do, TK, with your crew.
You know, this is the only time we get to talk without our wives telling us not to.
That's not true. I will get text messages from time to time saying, hey. So, well, not in our ear, but yes, I will get some text messages. As we got the drone over there on the other sideline for this one. Nightingale set to kick. Brunner and Carlson back deep. Kick it into the wind. Last time we saw him drive it through the end zone. Got some freshmen out there on the kickoff coverage. My man Levi Henry, White's little brother out there. Nice boot here.
That was a good kick.
Almost. It does. Oh, I thought it died right at the goal line. That would have been very, very, very dangerous. A little interesting rule there in high school football. If it crosses the plane, it's an automatic touchback.
Yeah, that rule changed, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I suppose it was the same time they put the no hurdling rule in. Is that a 15-yarder?
Yes.
Hurdle somebody?
It is.
Bridner going back under center. Tight formation. And try it right up the middle, and it is not going to work. A flock of Eagles in on the tackle.
You know, I think they've ran that a majority of the time, and I'd suspect they're going to try playing the outside a little bit more. They're kind of getting stacked pretty tight in there on the inside.
Yeah, and we've seen Nightingale, his closing speed and then filling from that Mike linebacker position. the scouting report after this game is probably going to be know where 66 is at all times. And then the two edge guys are just doing a phenomenal job here on the D for Canton-Galva. But trying it again. And kind of the same result, pick up 2. It'll be 3rd down and 7 probably for the Cougars.
Foster on the carry. Results to short gain will bring up 3rd and 7 for the Cougars.
I'm a little bit surprised by this, to be honest with you, Justin. And, again, it's 8-man football, right?
Absolutely.
All you got to do is bust one, and you can house any play.
You know, I think, like I said earlier, it's early in the season, first game, feeling everybody out. You know, everybody's going to readjust after tonight, right? We're going to do at Canton-Galva what we need to do, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
Shotgun snap here. Got a man. Did not. That's the first miss that we've seen Bruner make tonight, and he's frustrated with himself, slaps himself on the helmet.
You know, there was something pretty interesting there on the far side. There was a guy over there that literally was so wide open. He just didn't turn his head to look. You know, he played his play.
Right. And that man was open. He just missed him. So Brozak back in. Pump formation for Canton-Galva. And as I said, I think Canton-Galva can get to 1. And I don't know if he got it, but he sure affected it. I don't know if that was Wyatt or Mag in there.
I believe that was Wyatt.
Had a great job not hitting the punter. Just so 1st and 10 from the 40. Great field position for Canton-Galva after that punt was altered.
Yeah, they have a definite opportunity here to set themselves up for the second half for sure.
2 wide receivers to the right for Chrislop. He's going to follow lead block and tripped up. Foster with the nice tackle for center.
Looks like, what, a gain of 3?
Yeah, we'll call it 3.
3 yards on the play, bring up 2nd and 7.
Well, if he high steps through there, he's got a lot of green grass in front of him.
You know, there was literally 1 defender from a touchdown.
But, again, great job by Foster reaching out there, getting by the shoelaces.
You know, the hardest thing out here is the solo tackle.
Yes.
Especially in 8-man football.
Yeah. In 2 wide receivers to the right. Kathy lead blocking from the right side. Nice block by Mags.
Ooh.
Chrislop still rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He's going to take it to the 25-yard line. That'll be a 1st down.
12 yards on the play.
Boy, I can tell you that was some footwork.
Hebert, the tackler for the Cougars. First and 10 from the 26. Matt Cathy now comes out of his fullback spot, goes to the tight end position on the left side. 1 back in the backfield, 1 wide receiver to the right. Gibbs going to be right up the middle. Herrera spins. He's going to pick up 10. Hit first by Bruner.
I like to call that a greasy run. Everybody that touched him slipped right off because he was spinning and moving.
First and 10 from the Cougars.
Yeah, HCI bringing this one back to you. Nice little pull block that didn't really result in anything, but now Mag in backfield. Herrera split out. Lead run right. Mag looking for somebody to block. Jackson's going to pick up, let's call it 6, huh?
Yeah.
6 yards on the play brings up 2nd and 4.
Well, the score's 14-0, but the second period's been pretty much all Canton-Galva here. There's 6 minutes and 24 seconds, and the clock is running to go here. If you're Cougars, it's not do or die right here, but you need to stop if you're center. Man in motion is Herrera. Give's going to be to Cathy right up the middle. He's going to break the tackle, then lower his shoulder. He's going to find pay dirt. Mag Cathy with your State Bank of Canton touchdown. The sophomore showing you why he earned his spot. I talked to Wes several times and about who's starting. And when I got the starting lineup, Mag was in there and showing you why. Put the football in his hands. He is a load. Brozick out as the lone wide receiver. He's got a man wide open. That's going to be Ty Herrera from the tight end position.
That was obviously some missed coverage on the defense there. He
played it well. He set up. He acted like he was blocked. Nice shot of the Margreater Stadium. What a beautiful stadium it is here. And, hey, thanks to all of the Canton-Galva patrons that voted for that bond issue. This baby's going to look a little different here coming right up. No track's not going to have any water on it. It's going to have pavement. Here, Coach TK. I don't know if everybody heard him. He was kind of soft with that, but he says, as a track coach, I couldn't be more excited. And Canton-Galva, you got to reinvest in your facilities. You got to reinvest in your community. And so, it was a pretty overwhelming vote yes to pass that bond issue. So we appreciate all of you voters out there doing that. Coach TK, when is that fixing to start? Do you know?
Carlson back deep for the Cougars. Jackson Nightingale set to kick for the Eagles.
I believe we're going to start working on track after football season. Well, Nightingale put a foot to this one last time. It landed right at the goal line. See what he can do here. Little line drive kick's going to hit. Ooh, this is a great kick here for Canton-Galva. You talk about being out there on an island. Nice stiff arm here. But bringing him down eventually.
Boy, I can tell you there, he had nowhere to go. Every time he turned, there was a red jersey in his face.
Yeah, Brozick cleaning it up, but you talked about the hardest thing to do, especially in 8-man football. There's 20 yards to your left, 20 yards to your right before you see anybody. Cameron Cruzy did a great job. Did he make the tackle? No. But he slowed his man down, turned him back inside, which you're taught to do, and then let everybody else come clean it up. Great job there. And a dangerous kick, again, what a weapon in 8-man football to have somebody that can kick the football and make it a long field for the opposing team. Give here out of the shotgun formation.
That was the perfect defense. Everybody did their job there. That couldn't have been played better.
Yeah, Foster with the carry. Schmidt with the tackle. We're going to have a timeout here for an injured player. As you see that ticker tape going across the bottom. MCDS, that's McPherson County Disability Support over there in McPherson. We want to say thank you to those guys for their continued financial support. And what a great program they have. They got a mercantile shop down there on Main Street. I believe it's Sunflower Mercantile. And what the wares that they sell that the folks with disabilities make their day by coming in and buying something from them. They're just great folks. That's a great program. And we're glad that they help us out a little bit financially and go over there and help them out and buy some stuff from them. The guys at State Bank of Canton, of course, Tom. You get the pleasure of, in fact, you went to D.C. with Tom.
I did, and Jamaica. So we got to spend – it was all for coaching.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing it for.
Well, I know how much you get paid to coach, so I'm not sure you can write that off.
Yeah, I'm $15 in the hole right now for the training.
Yeah. Oh, well, we appreciate the volunteers as well. And this 5th and 6th grade program, we all have to guess there's been some great athletes that have blessed this field in the last 10 years. But that 5th and 6th grade program has, I believe, been one of the main reasons why there's banner over there on the wall that says 2019 state champions.
Well, it's the foundation, right?
Yes, sir. Pitch here. Great play. That was Reeser.
I believe there were 5 red jerseys waiting to assist.
You talk about a form tackle by Wyatt Henry.
You know, I'm going to comment on that. I haven't seen a missed tackle tonight from our Canton-Galva Eagles.
No, they are wrapping up and driving through. 4:38 on the clock. That's a great form tackle. Center's got to be a little careful here as they're just getting into the huddle with 13 on the clock. They're going to break the huddle with 7. It's going to be a little tough to get this one off without a delay of game. We're not going to be set, and they're not going to be able to do it. They got the old zero grace, though. Going to air it out. He's got a man wide open. Tracking it down, but Bruner to Carlson is complete once again. Carlson, we've seen the wide receivers get behind, and if Canton-Galva can't get pressure on Bruner, he can do that.
Yep, you never let anybody behind you in the backfield, right?
No, and King Schmidt was beat, but he didn't give up on the play and tracked him down, made a good tackle, touchdown-saving tackle.
And that was probably a perfect pass.
Yeah, 100%. So it's 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for center. Going to try it up the belly once again. Now cutting it outside. Going to go down in the backfield.
You know, I spoke earlier about
Wyatt Henry with that tackle again.
I spoke earlier about being even. One advantage Canton-Galva has right now is our ability to get through their offensive line.
Yeah, and Papa Mo, right? I mean, I said it on that last drive. It wasn't a must stop for center, but Papa Mo is firmly on the side of the red-clad home team. And the unis look sharp. They're just hard to read the numbers for old eyes like me. Now we're going to go wide to the right and left. Bruner under center. One man in the backfield. Going to go with a quick hitch, and he misses here. That was a miscommunication. Carlson stepped backwards, and Bruner threw it to go forwards.
Yeah, and I believe he would have been very well defended if that would have made a connection. Seemed our coverage was right there with the Eagles.
Of note, Bruner is gimpy. I'm thinking that he got stepped on by one of his own linemen there. You know, that's a quick hitch, just turn and plant your feet and throw it down the sideline. And I think his own center probably stepped on the guard stepped on his ankle. See if it affects him at all. Jailbreak here, and he's going to go down in the backfield.
Boy, I can tell you that rush is brutal. And they've sent that back rush quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Nightingale with that quarterback sack there.
I mean, it's working, right?
Yeah, right. But it leaves our defensive backs on an island.
It does, and he's got an arm. He gets that ball off, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, if you don't get home. So center sets up the punt. This one is what we would call a Peter. Get away from it if you're the receiving team. Don't take a chance at a fumble right there. Canton-Galva's going to take over 1st and 10 from the 36 at the 2:10 mark with the opportunity to go score headed into halftime.
1st and 10 from their own 36.
Looks like we're pretty close to about 2 minutes left in this half.
It's 130 seconds, I think. Roberta would be proud of me. Eagles hustle to the line of scrimmage. They've only got one. They need a timeout here, and Coach Regier gets it. Delay of game was fixing to happen. You know, and I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't been going to the away football games the last couple years, if we're the only ones with the play clock or not. I know it wasn't mandatory, but it used to be that the white hat would signal at 5 seconds and then count it down right in front of the quarterback's eyes, basically. I think that's probably something to get used to, is that play clock.
It is. I noticed last year as I attended all the away, the only place I seen it was Downs. They had the clocks up, but they actually had them on their scoreboards on each end. So they did.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's keeping things out of the way and things of this nature, but I'm not so sure that you can't have it behind the goalpost, but on the goalpost maybe might not be a touch friendlier, quarterback friendly.
We don't use it.
That's right. Yeah, let's just call it a play clock post instead of a goalpost.
Oh, we're about to use it in 2 weeks.
There it is, the 5th and 6th graders. You're home in 2 weeks. Where are you at tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're in Lincoln, Kansas. That's about 9-10 hours away.
It's not close. It is closer than Victoria. You should have snapped the ball right there, freshman.
I believe we're going to get
We're going to get an encroachment that is half an hour late with the flag.
Good job of our line of staying put and letting that happen.
But he got back. I don't know that I agree with that call. If you snap it right there, then you get that one. But
I think he touched the.
Oh, did he get somebody?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, 1st and 5 is a lot easier than 1st and 10. Chrislop's going to keep. He's got a man wide open. Puts a little air underneath it, and he's got him. Bruner gains ground to keep the touchdown at bay.
31 yards on the play. Good for it.
Clock is running. Ball's marked at the 9-yard line. Cathy's checked back in. He's going to be kind of up just behind the line of scrimmage there. Lone back man in the backfield is Chrislop. He's going to air it out. Finds his man. And scampering into the end zone is Jackson Nightingale.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Well, CG offense has come alive in the second period. Quite frankly, they looked pretty sharp on the first possession. Then center did some things, and CG kind of got their little tires in the mud, so to speak. But now got her locked in 4-wheel drive and clicking.
You know, it's been a while since we 45'd a team. They've set up an opportunity here tonight.
Yes, sir. And it's going to be gut check time for center. They still got 91 seconds here to play in this half. And we're lucky there wasn't a motion penalty, and now there it is. Like a false start here on Canton-Galva after the play had started. So it's the first game back for the refs too.
It is, and I can tell you that motion was, I'm going to use the word flagrant.
Yes. Yeah. But, hey, that was a pretty heads-up play to go ahead and act like you're going in motion.
As you're looking at the ref.
Did you call it? They're going to retry the point after. Two wide receivers out to the left. Going to run an option that way. Chrislop with it. Nowhere to go. Good play, but not enough to get in, so it's going to remain 28-0 here.
With 1:31 left to win the second.
Couple timeouts, I believe. See if you can't do something with the kickoff. Help yourself out in field position, and then call your best plays and see if you can't steal some of that momentum and head into the locker room here.
You know, as you said earlier, 8-man football is a strange game in the fact one broken tackle and it's wide open field. 2 or 3 of them and it's a ball game.
And if you're Canton-Galva, now this coaching staff was a part of that state championship game where they went into the half down 34-0, I do believe, and came back and rattled off 66 unanswered. So, like, they can keep their kids young men in the game and go back to that. But when you got all the momentum on your side, headed in the locker room, it's a lot more fun than not. But then you still got to be grounded and understand that, again, it's 8-man football, and it can change in a hurry. Nightingale again set to kick. Now you got a little different setup here, as Carlson's the only man in the back, set back deep to return this. So I would assume they're trying to set up something on a sideline here. Ball dies. It's a nice pitching wedge onto a green, soft green. Good hustle there by Canton-Galva, but sets up the Cougars at the 28-yard line. First and 10 with 1:25 on the clock.
Good run by the Cougars.
Yep. And that's just what they needed, right?
Yeah.
Football, first and 10 from their own 28.
So 2 timeouts. The clock stops at a first down. Let them set the chains. Obviously when they go out of bounds as well.
I think if I was center, I'd take advantage of them timeouts and get down the field.
Yeah, and they're going tight again. Here under center is Brunner. But we're going to play action pass out of it. He's got 2 guys, but can't set his feet and going to be sacked in the backfield.
Brunner is sacked on the play by McCaffrey and Wyatt Henry for the Eagles.
You know, and he's getting up gingerly as Noah Brunner. And again, that play where I believe he got stepped on, probably on his Achilles. Now he's trotting over to the sidelines without a hitch, but, you know, that next play he missed on the pass. And
well, I think
he doesn't look very comfortable.
Right. I think there he had nowhere to go, right? Our Canton-Galva was defending the pass very well on the receivers, and he danced around for 4 or 5 seconds back there and had a fleet of red ready to attack. So
it's going to make picking up that first down. I mean, right, that's all you need. You need 1 first down here. Then go get another one. You got plenty of time. 76 ticks left. A shot of the cheerleaders trying to pump up the crowd. You know, can't say enough great things about the cheerleaders. You know, as Canton-Galva had come accustomed to making those late playoff runs, what they did, decorating the city and getting up at 6 o'clock for their practices and stuff. We got movement. They might get 5 of this back. Nope, we're going to have false start here, so they're going the wrong way is center.
Yeah, looks like the right guard may have bobbled a little bit.
Well, number 66 is coming right at you. Understand why.
Yeah, I'd be gun shy. And, again, we are taking full advantage of the back rush.
So if you get an incomplete pass here, if you're Coach Regier, do you use your timeouts? If the clock isn't stopped here, so we're going to get a sack here. So I would if I'm Coach Regier. And
absolutely.
So Potts and Henry with the quarterback sack there, and that's a big loss right there.
It is. You know, last year we called this a growing team. I see a vast improvement already over last year, and people are playing well together.
Yeah, there's some excitement. There's some high-fiving going on. They're having fun. Of course, when you're winning, as we got this here HCI picture-in-picture instant replay, and really, right up the center. I'm not exactly sure if center was trying to set up a screen there.
I actually think it was a miscommunication, and the far receiver just didn't go.
Well, it looked like the left guard blocked down when everybody blocked right, or I'm not exactly sure, because as I've told Wes, I said even if you fall down, at least make him jump over the top of you. Make it a little bit harder to get there, and that was a straight jailbreak right there.
Well, I think Coach Regier is going to take that opportunity again to rush them backs, and we are on the 3-yard line?
Yeah, 3rd and 32 from the 5. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for that one. But Bruner's going to roll out. Don't take a sack there if you're Bruner. That's a complete pass.
So he would have been eligible.
Well, yeah, I think it's his man in the backfield, number 20. And Bruner once again slow to get up. And
Hey,
Ted not calling a timeout here.
I'm going to give Bruner some credit right there. You want to play some cat and mouse?
Yeah, he was elusive right there.
You know, there was a defender that slipped on the way back that would have shut that down quick.
So, again, as I said earlier, I think Canton-Galva has a job there, and center's just going to run this clock down to the play clock. Quite frankly, they could probably just take the delay game if they wanted to. It's a 1-yard penalty. But I said earlier that I thought that Canton-Galva could block a punt. And we saw Wyatt Henry get in there and alter it.
Boy, I'd be scared to death to punt this right now.
If I'm center, I'm contemplating taking the safety.
Yes, absolutely.
Give up 2. You hate to do that with 12 seconds and a half. If you just get it away, you're probably going to get out of there without any harm done. And I don't know. That's why they're the head coaches, and we don't get paid to talk about it. But they're in a bad spot, and Canton-Galva's been pinning their ears. So we'll see what happens here. Canton-Galva leads 28-0. Center, there's no shadow, but they are in the shadows of their own goal.
You know, I was going to ask, how did center do last year? I don't recall.
They were short on numbers. They didn't. I don't think they had a winning season.
They have some athletes.
Yes. Well, center is in punt formation. Canton-Galva not sit in the house.
Oh, they
And they
did
get
send
there.
the house.
Go pick it up and go get 6. There it is, touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
That punt was picked up by number 2, Dallas Jones.
Dallas Jones, a sophomore, he gets his first varsity touchdown, at least of this season. He got some PT last year.
You know, there's exactly what we just talked about, right?
It's just one of those things that that's a tough thing to tell your team to surrender, basically, by giving up the safety there. And then it's the first game of the season, right? Center didn't know to go cover it. And quite frankly, Dallas is like, do I go get it or not? But with the clock running right there, if he doesn't go get it, it runs out, and there's no harm, no foul. But he does pick it up and gets 6 for Canton-Galva. And the chance to get this one to 36-0. Nobody in the backfield with Chrislip. Going to air it out. Oh, good play here. Great play by Carlson.
Broken up by number 4, Carl.
I believe that was Jackson Nightingale.
The way he flexed there, I'm thinking that was Jackson Nightingale as well. If I had guns like his, I'd flex them too.
That's right. You know, back to the coaching, when I coached him in 6th grade. He was a 6th grader. He was kind of a pudgy little soft kid, and I coached with his dad, who's a high school coach now. And the regimen that family had, even in 6th grade, is why he is what he is today.
Yeah, I talked to him. They've got some horses and stuff, and I talked to him and say, hey, you want a bulldog? Nope, I'm playing football and basketball, and I'm lifting. And he lifts, and he loves it. He eats it, drinks it, breathes it. He loves to lift weights, and it shows. He's getting close to being able to dunk the basketball.
Well, the Wheeze has slimmed down and gotten taller.
Kick on the ground here. Center covers.
Probably a good call by center.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would guess they'll just take a knee here.
I'd go deep.
It'll be Cougars football, 1st and 10 for their own 28.
I mean deep.
Get it all right here. 3 seconds on the clock. 34-0 is your score. Again, it was 8-0 headed into at the end of the first.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, they're not quite set up for field goal range, so.
No. They're going to spread it out here, not going to take a knee, going to try and take a chance, and I don't blame them at all for that. But if you're Bruner and you're in trouble, just get down, buddy. Here comes the house. Unable to get the sack. Yeah, and they're lucky there. That could have been a very, very, very vicious collision over there with a comeback block. And I don't know the young man from center that was set up to do it. And I got to give him kudos because if he intended to miss, he did a great job of missing right there. That play was going to be behind the ball, but that was going to be a very violent collision that would have been flagged. And good on him for pulling up or getting skinny and missing that one. I'm not sure if he was right in front of his coach and coaching was saying, hey, you better miss here or what, but that was good. Well, Reynolds, we've played a half now, and CG's clicking.
They are. You know, it's been a while since we were 34-0 going into a half. I think, as I said, I see some growth from last year. And, you know, a lot of these kids are the ones that played last year. We've got 1 year on them. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Wes as the freshman, and, you know, you got some special teams plays in there by other freshmen. But for the most part, this is the same squad that they trotted out there last year. Didn't graduate a whole lot of guys last year. So buying into the program, Ted's second year. And, again, this center program, we saw them right off the jump here. They got a lot of numbers out there, and they got to get, you know, whenever you go from, I think, 7 at one point to on up to 15 or 16 on the roster now, they got to have time to learn and things of this nature. And they're doing some great things, and just one of those deals where Papa Mo swung, and our defensive front is awesome.
Well, and I'm not going to discount center at all because we've still got a half of football to play. I think they're going to strategize here at the half, and they're going to make some adjustments and probably not run it up the middle as much because they probably realize that that's pretty hard to do right now. But they could spread this football out a little bit to the outsides and gain some yards. And
again, I got a headset on. I'm not a coach. But, you know, some quick hitters, put him in shotgun, give him 5 steps at least, you know, put him in shotgun. Noah Bruner's an athlete. We all know that. If it's not there, Noah, take off. And that's what I would probably be looking at doing. Do some motion, try and get something on the outside. But you see the majority of 8-man football, and quite frankly, the majority of high school football has went to shotgun. And when the defensive front is as formidable as this Canton-Galva front has been, especially in that second period, just a little bit extra time probably is something that would benefit center.
Well, and he's proven he can throw the ball.
Absolutely.
And he's got some receivers, at least one.
That Carlson kid can catch a football.
Yeah, and it takes 2 or 3 of them, right?
Right. Yeah, so we'll see. Well, we got 12 minutes until we get this one back underway. We're going to step aside, give you guys a little break from listening to us, and we'll be back with you with second half action.
Something? I got 20. I'll let you buy something.
Whatever. How many? Maybe we get 2 more touchdowns and you guys have 4.
Benson next in your class?
No, she's just, I think she's I don't remember if she, how much she is. You know, it's either a year or 2 years. No, just go back on.
You're the only one who can really do it because you both focus on him. You're using a tablet.
Bro, I have to focus on this camera.
That's kind of sad.
Bro, I have to focus on that camera.
Our team is sad.
Oh yeah, very much. Yeah, we beat you guys like every year.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Have a girlfriend?
What's her name? Okay, good. What's her last name? You don't know your own girlfriend's last name?
Goddamn.
Yesterday.
As halftime nears the end, I do want to let you know we got a busy week coming up next week in Eagle activities.
No, bro, you didn't.
Next Tuesday, September 9th, the junior high cross country meet will be in Salina. Also on Tuesday, the high school volleyball team will be at home starting at 4 o'clock. Playing, it's be Canton-Galva, Center, Peabody, Burns, and Little River.
Before you start dating her, bro.
Thursday, we've got junior high volleyball and football at Harrington. Also on Thursday, high school cross-country meet happening in Heston. And then next Friday night, this Eagle football team will travel to Hutch Central Christian and play a ball game there at 7 o'clock. Finally, Saturday, the high school volleyball tournament will be at Gossel. So a busy week coming up in Eagles activities and athletics.
What?
I mean, we have our back to the ring.
That would be nice if I won. No air conditioning or heater. What did I
And frankly, we've watched a lot of football. We're football guys. We've watched a lot of football. Center does not look to me to be one of those cakewalks. They look to me. Tanner Bruner is, or excuse me, Noah Bruner, a little slip there. My old buddy Tanner. Noah Bruner is a really good quarterback. They got to shore some things up on their offensive line, which they can do. Probably not going to see the three guys in Mag Cathy, Wyatt Henry, and Jackson Nightingale. Probably not going to see a lot of folks be able to trot three guys like that out there against on defense. I anticipate this center team winning several games this year. And, again, they've got a chance yet tonight. They're going to get the football to start the half, and see what they can do with it. And it's gut check time, and it's a great coaching opportunity, and for both teams, right? Hey, keep your foot on the throttle if you're Canton-Galva, and if you're Center, let's figure it out.
Well, like I said, you can't discount them because they have a receiver, they have an arm. There is a very good chance they're going to score a couple touchdowns off of them passes that they can throw.
Yep.
We are a little bit weak on the coverage right now on the longer pass, and I think we've pretty much got a screen covered, but anything in that 15-yard line past, they've got opportunities there if they wanted them.
Well, Center had a nice kickoff return to start the second, or to right there to end the second half, and now the wind really kind of the same, hasn't died down much. See what Jackson can do. Again, he kicked off one time with the wind at his back and put that one into the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 15 is that's a weapon, and we'll see if Jackson can't put this one into the end zone. Again, Center has changed it up with just the Carlson back there in the back to receive. This one, he's going to pick it up at the 2. Probably not advised by his coach. See what he can do with it. Great tackle.
Carlson on the return, brought down by number 20, Ty.
Ty Herrera, the junior, with a fantastic open field tackle. We got that one on the HCA instant replay. And this is just the beginning of the year mistake right there. Don't ever want to pick the football up at the 2. But picks up 2 yards. Binds 1st and 10 from the 17 instead of the 15. So,
well, let's see what changes, Trevin.
Well, first thing we see right now, Brenner in the shotgun. We got movement.
I believe.
Yeah, 4 came out of his stance, but CGI, this is going to be an interesting one here.
I believe there was some encroachment.
Yep.
Play is indicating encroachment or offsides against the Eagles.
So,
Mark off 5 yards. Be first
good job at halftime right there, right? We're going to come out, guys. We're going to slow the rush down with a hard count. We're going to put our man in shotgun. We're going to slow him down with a hard count. It worked. So now you buy into what your coach just told you, right?
Well,
still tight formation, though. Ball's on the ground. Brenner's just going to cover it up.
Wise choice.
Yeah, heads up play by him. So they give up the 5 yards right back, so it'll be 2nd down and let's call it 11. And that might be why they spent the majority of the time underneath center, right? If it's something you haven't practiced and haven't perfected.
You know, I have noticed that the center's picking up his speed on the snaps, so he was kind of lofting them back in the early stages of the first half.
Yeah, and he had a couple high ones. That was a good snap. Brenner just missed it. That one's low. He's going to miss this one. Picks it up. He's got some room, though. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage plus a couple. Picked up, let's call it 2.
Looks like he's having a hard time getting his hand on that snap. You know, that there's been 3 snaps, 3 drops.
And that one was at his thighs, but still, again, if you've done it a lot, you probably go ahead and get that one a little cleaner than that. So it's 3rd and 10. He's going to stay in shotgun here, stay with that tight formation. Running backs to his right and left. Snap is dropped once again. He's got a man over here. He's going to be out of bounds, though.
Bruner's pass to Carlson.
That had an opportunity there.
Yeah, again, if he catches that one cleanly in the snap, and getting hit as many times as he's gotten hit tonight, you know, that'll affect you as well. 4th down, 10 to go here. Center's lining up to punt. Rosick going back deep. He's got his feet on the 35-yard line for Canton-Galva. Make that the 38.
Looks like the wind's died down and it's straight out of the west now, so.
Punt almost blocked. Rosick lets this one bounce. It's going to be down at the 30. Call it the 31 probably. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Canton-Galva from the 31. Well, self-inflicted wounds right there for the Cougars. Again, they started off just exactly, I'm sure, what Coach said right off the bat. Hey, we're going to slow that rush down a little bit with a hard count. It worked, and then it was downhill from there.
Yeah, I suspect you're going to see that more. You know, when they've keyed that they're sending their backs before the snap, and
Canton-Galva goes in motion. That's Ty Herrera. And talking about a snap that goes over her head and falling on this one. No. Chrislip falls on that one. A little hot and a little high. A loss of 16 on the play. Second down, 26.
you know, Center's got some big boys up front. I'd say their nose as they're playing this. Is it a 5-man front right now? No.
They just have everybody up. Quarterback draw could do some great things here. We're just going to pitch it out to the left of Herrera. Great block by Caffey. Springs him. He's still on his feet. Ty Herrera's got nothing but grass in front of him now. He's going to be tracked down with another. He's reaching for it but doesn't throw it. Kitzmiller tracks down Ty Herrera. But Mag Caffey springs. And he did kind of check up. But that's a player safety situation. And
From the Cougar 24.
What gave us some good field position. Ooh, another one.
yeah, and I don't know that one. Crystal just kind of. He's getting it back there on to him pretty quick.
Yeah, and maybe a little high.
Loss of 5 on the play, bring up 2nd and 15 for the Eagles.
Well, the line brought him back on the last one after that. See if they can bail their man out here again as a loss of 5 on that play brings up down 2nd down and 15 from the 29.
Mistakes have riddled this second
Yeah,
half.
second half not coming out real clean for either squad. Pull here by Chrislip on the read option.
Press up on the keeper for the Eagles. 16 yards on the
They're
play.
moving the sticks, gain of 16.
I mean, that one tripped me up. That was clean.
It was a late pull as well. It's we've seen it several times here. That was Kitzmiller again with the tackle.
First and 10 for the Eagles.
Blaze Kitzmiller, the senior, brings up 1st down 10. Call it the 13-yard line. Cruzy out as a wide receiver here in kind of a tight formation for Canton-Galva. High snap once again, but handled this time by Chrislip. He's got a man in the end zone. One-handed grab! Nightingale with the touchdown for Canton-Galva.
Did you see them hands?
I'm telling you what, for the strongest man on the team to have the softest hands, what a great throw and catch. Good handle by Chrislip getting that snap. And then a beautiful throw to the tight end. HCI bringing you again, once again, that instant replay. State Bank of Canton bringing you that touchdown. Well, you got the State Bank of Canton touchdown counter going. Give to Caffey up the middle. Follows the line, and he's going to be in for 2. Brings your score 42-0 at the 7:56 mark.
I believe that's our first conversion, isn't it?
Converted the first one because it was 8-0.
Oh, that's correct. That's correct.
Don't put me on the spot like that again, though. It's not a good color man. Oh, folks, we're getting back in the swing of things. We were talking about it earlier over here with our great scorekeeper and time clock guy, Kathy and Kelly Nelson about K-State. We see that drone flying around. I don't know if you've gotten to see any videos of the K-State drone show. The football game was not very good. The football game in Ireland was not very good. The football game in Manhattan was not very good. I know K-State won. That's all that really matters. But the drone show was absolutely spectacular. I don't ooh and ah over stuff like that. It really doesn't. I oohed and awed over it. Like, they took and made a football out of drones and then spiraled it and moved it through the air. Like, the precision on AI and the technology that we have, and which they do some of that stuff. And, I mean, we're flying the drone around here, getting the camera shots and things of this nature. And we got a camera here with somebody's umbrella in front of it. But
well, I'll tell you what, Trevin, I would guess that Coach Kaufman's going to have a drone show in a couple years.
It would not surprise me. I mean, and again, we just can't say enough about Canton-Galva Broadcasting, TK, and what he does as Nightingale puts foot to football. This one is going to be fielded at the 3. Eagles doing a great job in coverage. Dallas Jones with the tackle, bringing Carlson down at the 13-yard line.
Cougars football first and 10 from their own 13.
Special teams. There are 3 phases of a football game, and special teams is just as important as offense and defense. And being able to kick off an 8-man football, folks, is something that is very underrated, very rarely talked about, but it's so important.
You know, and thank goodness for this, but 20 years ago in 8-man, as I played 8-man, you were pretty much a target
Yes.
on special teams.
100%. We're going back to the shotgun in center. Tight formations, guys right and left. It's snapping to the center. And quarterback is clean, unlike my ability to talk right now. Pickup of 2. Second down, 8.
Number 5, Kate Schmidt.
Kate Schmidt with the tackle for Canton-Galva. Much better on the center quarterback exchange there.
Yeah, I'd imagine there was some conversation.
Yeah, go work on the sideline and say, hey, we're going shotgun, figure it out.
You know, we talk about the wheeze. He was a long snapping fool. He still is, huh?
You can make a career out of that. Shotgun once again. Going to pull up this time is Bruner. Great job getting over there to the edge. Cruzy cleaning it up. Wyatt Henry stringing it out. Bruner trying to get there. Bruner's he's gonna be a little sore in the morning.
Yeah, he was a little slow to get up there. You know, that was a pretty good hit to the thigh, and he's quite honestly taken a lot of them tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna know he played a football game. But a gamer. I mean, that kid is there's no backup in him at all. Third down, 7. Same formation. Dropping back to pass is Bruner. Got a pick here. Coach TK called it. He said a pick 6 would be awesome here. Jackson Nightingale closes this one out. Well, TK, you might want to go buy a lottery ticket. That was a great call, my friend, in our ears. This was a fun game to call, a great way to start the season. I know Center's going to trot off of here getting blanked. That's a pretty good football team over there. Young, they haven't played a lot of football. Obviously, their first game. I expect them to put quite a few check marks in the W column this year. Great start for the season for Canton-Galva.
Absolutely. I think next week we have
at Central Christian.
That one, I think last year it was a tough game for us.
They've got some speed.
They do. They do.
They've got some speed. Canton-Galva's got some speed. Canton-Galva's got some speed. Well, we like to hand out some helmet stickers. You know, it's going to be hard not to give it to number 66, Jackson Nightingale, who just closed out the game. He had a heck of a game, had a heck of a night, and he's going to do some great things for this Canton-Galva squad. I don't call him part of the defensive line because he's playing linebacker. And I said it's going to be hard not to give it to him, but I'm not going to give that helmet sticker to Jackson Nightingale. I'm going to give it to Mag Cathy and Wyatt Henry.
I would probably give 3 of them out.
There it is. So we're passing out 3 helmet stickers here tonight. Well, folks, it's been great bringing you this game. We hope you've appreciated this broadcast brought to you by Canton-Galva Broadcasting, Coach TK, and all that he does. Got any final thoughts, JR?
You know, Center's going to play some good football this year. They're going to have a pretty good season, I think. First game jitters, and they're here to play football next time, and nobody should discredit the fact that they do have some talent on that team. So good luck to them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck to Center. Great job, Coach Regier and your squad. Great job, TK and your squad bringing this game. Got the rain, kind of hard to get set up and everything else. Suffered through a couple technical difficulties, hustled through that. You guys are awesome. We will see you in a couple weeks when we come back, and go Eagles.